Hello everyone, welcome back to a new Flesh and Blood video. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 decks to play in February of 2025 going into your RTN season and callings and battle hardens coming up in the next few weeks. There's a lot of them, especially next weekend. There's Calling Christ Church, which I'll be at, and many battle hardens to be attending. So these are the top 5 decks I think you should be playing. We're going to get straight into it and head on over to Talishar. Not Talishar. We're going to head on over to whatever this website's called. I'm pretty sure it's called February, not Talishar. So, I didn't put these in a specific order. I have an order in mind, and Ira's pretty at the forefront of that. But I'm just going to go orderless, because I think you can't actually go wrong with playing any of these heroes. I'll be talking about the pros and cons, whether they fit your playstyle. I'll be going quite quickly, though, because I don't want to make this video too long. So let's get into it before you guys all click off the video. So, Ira. So, when Hunter came out, obviously, Ira was easily, like, the best deck, like, we'd ever seen with Zephyr Needle. It was completely insane, like, unfair. The Zephyr Needle drawback wasn't even a drawback anymore. It was just really, really broken. Nothing could really beat it. There was no amount of disruption that could handle it. And it was kind of stupid. And, yeah. So, they immediately banned Zephyr Needle, and this is what we were left with. So, this is a list that I found. I've played with all these lists now, and these lists I've like kind of trust in, like something around this would work. Personally, I don't recommend net decking, although I am a net decker, but definitely give the deck a go and see what works for you. But at the moment, this is like what I think is really good. Ira, it's this up the sticks and run thing. And dual threat thing, where her numbers on each card are like always more than they say. Like these Kodachis are insane, right? They're just so strong, and you have like good late game threats. You've got disruption everywhere, like Rally Locals, Warmongers, Erase Face, Weakest Link, Snags, Command and Conquers, and stuff that's like almost disruption, because if you don't block it, it's just so rough. Like this is a 1 for 5. If you don't block it, go again. But it's a +1 on your next thing, so it can go like 1 blue Bittering Thorns into Command and Conquer for 8. Like, do we even think about that? Like, it's a 3-card, what is that? 3-card 12, and with Arsenal Disruption, it's just quite good. She's got defense reactions to like top it off, Gravekeeping to try and, I'm assuming this is here for other like Iras and the whole needle things and Syndra's daggers and stuff. I think it's quite good. I might look to include it in my other deck lists, but I think this one's consistent, and you absolutely cannot go wrong with this deck. It's hard to disrupt as well. Like, Nu struggles into this, because if you take away one of her cards, she still does, like, lots and lots of disruption, even 2. Like, if she can have, like, a 3-card hand with an arsenal, whew, she still does, like, it feels like you haven't done any disrupting. And Mask Momentum with Flick Knives is obviously really, really good. It's just made this card, like, a lot of the time, it was basically just an intellect penalty on your opponent because they're going to block it, right? But now, it's just, it doesn't matter, because you're going to probably be drawing most turns with it, Flick Knives and Retrieves. It's just a very good deck. Absolutely can't go wrong with it, and that's why I've put it on this list. Next one. I was struggling to find a very good, like, Viserai list I could look at and be like, cool, that's a Viserai list I would trust, and I'd play that. But I found this one, and this is good. I specifically went for this one because it's got Douse of Runeblood in, which I think is a cool card from the new Hunted set. And I think Viserai is really strong. I was just watching the Memphis Calling. It was day 1 today, and there were 54 Viserai. Not a single one on stream, so I don't know how well they're doing, but 54 Viserai is, wow, that's a lot of Viserai. Everyone else is thinking the same thing I am, which is this deck is really, really strong. So, because this deck is really, really strong, I think you should play it. You can't really go wrong with it. My hesitancy with it, like, my hesitancy with Ira is, like, it can be, like, overly disrupted or can get outraced sometimes. My hesitancy with this one is it's 800 LL points, right? And if there is going to be 54 people playing this every calling, it's probably going to LL in the next few months. Possibly ProQuest season, right? It's probably going to LL around then. Literally next month. So, it's a little bit hesitant, like, if you don't have any of these cards and you're just, like, starting and you want to pick up a meta deck, I wouldn't recommend Viserai. Like, the thing is, the price is a bit more reasonable. Like, if you saw Ira this is $1,000 cheaper than Ira, and it's only missing this one Douse and Runeblood card. So, what actually is expensive in this? Arcanite Shard, you don't even need, so it's $1,000. So, it's, like, $1,300 cheaper. So, it's hard for me to, like, recommend this just because... Well, it's easier because I wouldn't recommend a $2,000 deck if it was about to LL, but I can recommend this because although it's probably going to LL relatively soon, it's super strong. If you have any of these cards, or you're already a Flesh and Blood player, just pick up this deck, right? But if you're new, and I know I have some new people watching my videos, if you're new, I wouldn't pick this up just because it's gonna LL. But like in terms of power level, its ceiling is insane. It can high roll literally anyone and everyone. Like even if you disrupt, it can just generate rune chants. It's just incredibly strong. I think it's great. Next one is Zen. Zen is the, what is it, second most represented deck at Calling Memphis, which I'm going to be referring to a lot because it's like the massive calling that's happening right now. First CC calling of this set. I mean, Zen was probably best deck in format last set, and all that's happened this set is he's actually still the best deck in format. So yeah, there's a little bit more disruption. Like Arachne Marionette does well into him because it's more proactive disruption, but it's still like, oh, new CYB just doesn't really work because you don't actually disrupt enough. He's even got disruption. He's got defense reactions to help him. He wins most aggro mirrors. He does lose to like Dash.io, but Dash.io is not too prominent at the moment. I don't want to say too much about him because he's just like just as good as he was before, right? Like has he improved much? Like does he even have a single new card? Not in this list, I don't think, but you can definitely run this with new cards. But yeah, just don't worry about it. You can just pick up this deck still. Like it's still the best deck in the format. So possibly, maybe not best, but it's like top 3. New. This one's my new list, and that's because I want to talk about my new list for a sec, because not to expose myself, but this is the list I'll be taking to Christchurch. Good thing only 6 people watch my videos, so we're okay on that department. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've just hit 300 subscribers. I can't believe I forgot. I have to thank you guys so much, because that is just so amazing. The support has been great. We're growing really fast, and I mean, hey, if we keep going up like this, I might be able to start making some money from this channel and bringing you even more Flesh and Blood content. So yeah, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate all the comments, all the likes, and the subscribes. I just appreciate every single one of you, all 300 of you that have subscribed. So into this list, this is not changed because I can't afford hunted cards. They're expensive. So what I would do is I take out Fate for Scenes. If you are looking to play this list, take out Fate for Scenes and put Shelter the Storms in. And then I love this list. It's still really strong. I have an incredibly high win rate with it. I think you should play it. It's good. I like it a lot. Or take out that All You Gots. Maybe that for Shelter. But yeah, just take a look. It's just the defense reactions that need to be changed because I can't afford Shelters. Well, I do actually have a couple, but they're for my brother because he's playing Enigma, and I think Enigma dies without them and Nu can survive without them. I think you should play Nu because she's really consistent disruption. Her Mask of Recurring Nightmares is so good. She gets stronger as the game goes on because of her opponent's Banish Zone. So, yeah, I really like Nu, and I think Nu should be on your radar as a hero you should play, if not best deck in format. CYB Nu, I think, dude, I was just watching CYB Nu get so much hate on the stream because it beat the Rhinar. But let's be honest, the Rhinar didn't lose that game because of the CYB. It wasn't an incredibly boring game either. It was a great game. And the reason the Rhinar player lost is because he's playing a Brute. He draws Discarded Blood Rush. That's just how you Brute works. It's a luck-based deck. No, I don't want to say it's just luck-based, so you can definitely play it well. But, like, there are luck elements. You don't see me draw discarding with Nu, and that's why I like it. But I think this is a great deck, and you cannot go wrong picking up Nu in this next format. There's lots of ways to play her at the moment. I don't know which is the best. I don't think anyone knows which is the best at the moment, so it's hard, but I'm going to go with this one because it's the cards I have. And sometimes when you're when you don't have a job, you kind of just have to go with what you can get. So, moving on to the last one, it's another assassin. It's Mario. This is TCG Talks list because I trust every word he says. If he tells me to sell all my Flesh and Blood cards and start playing Metazoo, I will, because he is the all-wise, all-knowing. I trust his list because of that. I like it. It's fun. Here's the difference. So, as I was saying, like, more at the beginning of the video, Nu struggles into Ira and other aggro decks that don't need synergy. So, she can be Zen, but like Fi, Syndra, Ira, they have lots of repetitive cards. They have lots of head jabs or 0 for 4s, right? If you take one, it's just a little bit of damage gone, but the turn doesn't turn off, right? Into Zen, you could take a card and he's lost his turn because his turn is developed off having this card and this card and this card in this order. So you take one, it's big. These decks, not so much. However, Arachne Marionette is where you fix this, because Although he has that same sort of disruption, he then produces damage with Kiss of Death, Save of Bloodshed, and Flick Knives sort of combo. He produces a lot more damage than Nu, so the way you win these games is by taking a couple cards so that their damage is reduced and having your damage way up. So that's why I think he's strong. He's disruption and loads of damage, and that's why I would play him. Is if I've got a very heavy aggro meta like that, I would just play him because I need that damage. Okay, so with that being said, he does have the drawback of he needs lots of cards in his hand for him to work. He needs like an attack, somewhere to pitch for the knives, go again, and he needs maybe like an attack reaction or a card to discard to his hero ability. He needs to mark them consistently. He needs to keep 3 to 4 cards in his hand. He can't do what Nu can do so easily, which is block with 3 cards, play like a 1-card arsenal or like a 1-card hand, especially because TCG Talk has chose to leave out a few leave no witnesses. So there are many times where you're going to have a Codex of Frailty and not be able to grab that out. So you're going to be playing less efficient things where if they're not marked, you're probably grabbing a Kiss of Death like for a 0 for 4 or an Art of Desire Body to try and create some sort of on-hit deck damage. Because a lot of the time, if they're not marked, these are going to be textless. So that's the drawback. If you're on the back foot, you get really on the back foot, and you can't play those really strong 2-card hands that can take 2 cards, right? He just doesn't do that so well. Especially if they're not marked, and you've got like a blue and like a mark. They just block the clave. This is, again, textless. So that's what I think about Arachne Marionette. I think he's strong. He's probably the weakest out of these 5, in my opinion, because of that fault with his inability to block. He doesn't run D-React so much, does he, in the sideboard? He runs shelters because everyone runs shelters, but that's my opinion on Arachne, and that is my opinion on the current meta. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting recently. Thank you so much for 300 subscribers. Let's keep making that number go up. And I mean, hey, maybe one day I'll hit 1,000. That'd be super cool. Watch out for tomorrow. There'll be a new video on the Dark Horse meta decks, which I know a lot of you enjoy. And then next weekend, I'm going to be at Calling Christchurch, so there won't be a video, but it means the weekend after, I'll be doing a vlog, which will be the first time I've done a vlog. Let me know if there's any specific things you want to see about the calling, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.